Troglodyte warning. Today, GB News get upset that a trans woman not only exists, but they get recognised for being one of the top 100 women of the year. So let's get into the madness.
Good evening. Now, the BBC has compiled a list of 100 of the world's most inspiring women. That's a tough thing to do, given that there are millions upon millions of remarkable women on the planet. Start with anyone that's given birth and raised offspring.
Because that's all women are useful for, in my opinion. Why would you even have a 100 list of scientists, inspiring women? Know your place, women.
Anyone that has started a business, won a gold medal, created great art, run government departments, or even a country. What about the two sensational women outputting tonight's show? That's right, Helena and Faye. It's odd, therefore, with this surplus of candidates available, that the BBC could only find 99 women for this honour, instead awarding the 100th place to a transgender Columbian scientist.
Who is a woman. She's a woman. Who's being harmed here? That's the thing. Who's being harmed? Well, I'm sure he'll outline some evidence of some harm being caused.
Now, this is someone born a man, a biological male by any description, someone that is a bloke that identifies as a woman.
Yeah, she's a woman. It's that simple.
Now, the Telegraph report that Brigitte Baptiste is a scientist who explores the common patterns between biodiversity and gender identity.
Yeah, anti-intellectualism, always the way. Any science that deviates from the norm, that questions assumptions, oh, it's scary, it's scary.
Apparently, she uses, and I quote, a queer lens to analyse landscapes and species in a bid to expand the notion of nature to better protect ecosystems. In a 2018 TED Talk, which demonstrates just how far down the woke rabbit hole science has descended, Baptiste spoke about, wait for it, transsexual palm trees. And she said that there's nothing more queer than nature. Make it make sense.
See, you can't even, just completely dismiss it outright. Pure anti-intellectualism. The idea that there is homosexuality, there is queerness in nature. Our norms of heteronormative sexuality, like everyone's just heterosexual, it's just not true. And the idea you can't question this is so absolutely ridiculous. The idea he's threatened by this, like, oh, transgender women exist. Breaking news. It's absolutely absurd. And again, it is anti-intellectualism here. Like the idea that science can't question the norms.
So, in a list of 100 of the most inspiring women in the world, one actual woman misses out. And that's progress, is it? I'd love to know which...
No, it's not a zero-sum game. She is a woman. She's a transgender woman. There's different types of women. There's tall women. There's short women. He just can't accept the fact that the norms, for him, it's essentially biological essentialism. A woman is defined by the biology. The ability to breed, have offspring, anything above that, for him, is just not acceptable. And why can't we question that norm? Again, why?
Accomplished female scientist, architect, or entrepreneur had to sit on the bench so that yet another man can enjoy the spotlight.
She's a woman. Just because you don't acknowledge her as a woman and respect that, what harm is being caused? Again, he can't say that. He has to make up, oh, it's misogyny. No harm is being caused here. By recognising different types of women, no harm is being caused.
Now, this is the same BBC that named Barbara Banda as its Women's Footballer of the Year for 2024, even though she was withdrawn from the Women's African Cup of Nations for failing to demonstrate that she's a woman. As the chief sports writer of The Telegraph, Oliver Brown, points out, it has reached the stage now where women are perfectly entitled to feel that they're being trolled. and the heroic Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling, who has risked her career, her reputation, and her safety to stand up to this madness, said after the Barbara Banda football row, presumably the BBC decided this was more time efficient than going from door to door to spit directly in women's faces. Now, the travesty of this top 100 list.
But that's not a point. By recognising transgender, again, she can't evidence the harm. She just has to have this sensationalist kind of like angry, just non-argument. Again, what harm is being caused by recognising there's no harm. It's a culture war talking point that is aimed to distract from real issues, real economic issues, the fact that they have no beliefs, they have no points, they don't really stand for anything. So when people do, when we're celebrating difference, the fact that women aren't defined by their biological ability to breed, and that's how they see women. They really do. That's all they care about. If you question that norm, put women back in their places, know your place, and that's it. That's what it boils down to, essentially. They don't want women questioning anything. The idea that he wants women to be in science, they don't. All they want is women to get back to this like traditional notion of womanhood. Again, traditional values, that's what they value. And that means historically, women, know your place. How dare you explore and be different and not adhere to the script of what it means to be a woman. And transgender women fall into that. Again, anti-intellectualism too. The idea of a science exploring the queer notions of nature and how nature doesn't adhere to our notions of heteronormative ideologies. It's in nature. We should follow it and go, wait a minute. Again, he's being homophobic here. The idea that queerness isn't in nature, homosexuality is not. Oh, it makes sense. He won't even like kind of think about the idea for a moment. He'll just completely dismiss it. Pure anti-intellectualism at its finest. They don't care about evidence. They don't care about no harm being caused. They don't care about freedom, the freedom to express however a person chooses to, as long as they're not harming anybody. They don't care about freedom. It's all about constraint. It's all about telling you, this is who you are, don't deviate, shut up. And sorry, but most people don't accept this. Most people now accept trans people. They're getting more acceptance, they're having more visibility, and they can't stand it. They can't stand the fact that they are just reactionary. They don't care about anything apart from the status quo. So comment below, what are your thoughts about the anger over nothing, culture war, BS, and I'll see you in the next video.